Hello everyone, my name is Nick and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program 2. Today we're going to be doing what I imagine will be the first installment in a series that I'm calling The Quest to Mach 10. So recently one of you guys asked me to build the SR-72 Dark Star, which is the aircraft that's depicted in Top Gun Maverick. It's suspected that it's based on a real aircraft, but as we see in the movie, Tom Cruise goes Mach 10 in that vehicle. And while I could make something that looked like the Dark Star, I had a really tough time getting anywhere close to Mach 10. So in today's video, we are going to be taking the first steps on that journey towards Mach 10. I don't even know if this is possible. I'm not sure if it's attainable, but we're going to try. Some ground rules. Can't leave the atmosphere, obviously. I'm going to say you can't leave the blue portions of the atmosphere on the nav ball just for like extra added, challenge. And for now, we're going to say no cheats. But eventually, I may try to do an infinite fuel run and see just how fast we can get going. But anyway, let's begin. I'm thinking to successfully complete this task, we're probably going to need to go with something relatively large. So, okay, actually, let's do this first. So I think the solution to this is power, and a lot of it. I think you could go with the small craft, something light, but when you need to go Mach 10, you're going to need a lot of energy to do that regardless of how much mass your craft has. So we're going to start with like a pretty uniform body like this. I also believe, could be wrong, but I believe that, how do I say this? I don't think jet engines are capable of what I need to successfully complete this task. I think that the way that they're implemented into the game, it's just not possible. So we're not going to use jet engines either. We're just going to go like the whole... I don't even know what the expression I'm looking for is, but we're just going to go for it. We're going to use rockets. We are going to use rockets. So these are both deep space engines. Yeah, we probably don't want these. We probably want... Let's go with the classic. Just some Methalox fuel tanks. Like this. Yeah, like that, sure. And then we need our set of wings. So we'll go with the mediums for starters. Yeah, looks nice already. Oh, I've already messed it up. I've already messed it up. So let's take the wingspan. Nope, this is not the video where I make huge wings. I have to keep reminding myself of that because my instinct is always just make the wings as big as possible. So root length down, center mass, center pressure. Okay, so far so good. So let's now add our engines. Maybe 2 Reliance and like we can add an adapter and go for a vector. I think it's gonna be tough to do this too because the thing is that we need a lot of thrust, but we also need sustained thrust. Let's use the vectors. It's not good enough to just have a huge amount of thrust because that is just going to get us... There we go. Okay. So again, we want to get our center of pressure near our center of mass there. we can't just have a short burst of thrust. To reach speeds that high, Mach 10, we're going to need to just seriously like sustain a lot of energy input. So let's do some aerodynamics here. Why is this start? That's interesting. I could put intakes on there, but since we're not using jet engines, I'm not going to bother with it. And then let's get some landing gear. Again, keeping it basic. Let's go with the large. And then large under both wings. So we take the landing gear and we do a little twisty twist. Maybe. Perfect. There we go. And then we take this guy and we bring him up into the airplane a little bit to make it more balanced. And that is our first craft, maybe, assuming it doesn't break on the runway. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There it is. We knew it would happen. Oh, man. And so it begins, the use of strut. We're going to use way too much strut way too often. As much as they've patched the game, as much as they've made it better, it doesn't have the same like rigidity that Kerbal Space Program 1 had. And I only played Kerbal Space Program 1 for a very brief period of time. I had my series where, you know, it's like mechanical engineer plays KSP1. And I've decided to devote my energy more to this just because I think more people want to see this right now. Oh, jeez. This looks like it'll work great. Oh, actually, it does look like it'll work great. Can we take off? Okay. Steady as she goes. Not so. Oh, I didn't add a tail. Okay, well, we've crossed Mach 1. We're approaching Mach 2. I think we've crossed Mach 2. Oh, wow, this is a great start, guys. So that's, I think Mach 3. I have to refresh myself on what the number is. 13, 14, 15. Okay, about 1,600 meters per second. That's not half bad. So let's revert to the vehicle assembly building. That's a much more encouraging start than I expected. Mach 10. Okay, actually, I'm gonna Google it right now. What is the speed of sound in meters per second? I think it's 373. Let's see. Speed. Man, I wish I could spell. Meters per second. Miles per second. That's not a good unit to use. It is 343. So Mach 10 would then be 3,430 meters per second, which is ludicrously fast. So let's do this. We need a little more fuel, I'm going to say. Yeah. Nope, don't move those. Please. Oh, no. Okay, thank God. Thank God. You never know when Control Z is going to stop working. Let's add these here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Probably could use a tail since it seemed a little unsteady. We'll just do it like this. Although, I think the reason that my SR-71 design didn't work is because these, like, the SAS system doesn't understand those properly. So yeah, let's do this. Just for extra security, because you never know what you're going to get with these things. Okay. Sure. 1,600 meters per second is the number to beat. I think that corresponds to approximately Mach 5, because half of 343 is like 1,500. Well, 1700, yeah. Math. Let's try this thing out. I also think that we should climb before we do our big burn. Yeah, so stow the gear, save fuel, climb to a sufficiently high altitude, and then gun it is what I think would be best. And maybe for that purpose, jet engines would be useful, just as like a way to ferry us up there. Because since we're using rocket propulsion, the best way to complete this challenge would be just to get to the highest possible altitude with the most fuel possible, because we want the thinnest air, because that's the least air resistance. Now I'm gonna say let's just try to get to the second blue block. Okay, without losing control. Okay, and there she goes. Okay, now let's do our test. Okay, nope. We're spinning. Ah, my impatience got the best of me, guys. Okay, well this will get us going quite fast. But we've lost control of the vehicle. Oh, it's going up again. Okay. Man, this thing does whatever it wants. Was SAS the problem? No, just inherent aerodynamic instability. Okay, I think we add canards. I've had a lot of planes that don't behave nicely, and then you add canards and it fixes them straight off. Just something about an extra control surface at the front, I think, really helps. So let's see. Control surface, yes. Canard. There we go. Now, how did that affect our... Yeah, it brought it way up. So we have to bring our center of mass further back, which is great, because that just means more fuel tanks. So that's too far. Does it mean more fuel tanks, or does it mean bigger engines? The skipper, the poodle, the mainsail. You know what? Let's do a little reconstruction here. There is definitely an adapter that goes from this thing to a medium. Is it this one? Yeah. Oh boy. And then mainsail with 2 vector engines. Okay. And now our center of mass is too far back. So I have to bring it further forward. Well, actually, no, I don't want to do that. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm a little sick this week, and you'll notice I'm sick in all of the videos from this week because I record all of them in like a 4-hour stretch, and then edit them like soon after. It's a whole process. There we go. There we go. This thing's coming along nicely. I'll leave it up to you guys to name it. So if you have naming suggestions, drop them in the comments. But for now, we'll just call it like fast. Fast. Big fast. So save, launch, and let's, yeah. You know what we can do? You know what we can do? The game might hate me for this, but... We need... How can I do this without blowing up my ship, guys? What if I did... like this sort of deal? Oh, this is just sinful at this point. Like, what? But I wonder, because if it works, then everything changes. Okay, so here's our flight plan, right? It's not going to work, but here's our flight plan. We activate the solid rocket boosters. They get us up to speed. Then we jettison them and activate the small methane engines. And then we jettison, or we don't jettison those, but we activate the bigger... Are you kidding me? Is it actually not falling apart right on the runway? What? I cannot believe this tomfoolery right now. Oh, there they go. Okay, engines. Okay, and we pull up and we stow the gear. Oh, she seems much more stable this time around, guys. Let's just kick in that big engine. Let's just, you know what? It's a baseline. I'll just keep my hands off and let's see how fast she'll go. Also, it's not doing the Kraken death wobble like we've had. Oh, I had to say something. To be fair though, it made it pretty high before. Okay. Okay. I get it. The solid rocket boosters, maybe a good idea, but not the best implementation. And the death wobble is still here, but it's at much higher speeds than before, because it used to be like as soon as you cross the sound barrier, you got Kraken death wobble. So let's just use this. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Whatever. Whatever. Let's try it. Just kick him. I don't even care. Just do it. It looks pretty cool. I've got this, like, it's different for me, but I put the cockpit in the middle here, which is not what I normally do. Okay, can we take off or too slow? Oh, nice. This is a very good aircraft. So now we just use this to gain some altitude. Oh, and those canards make us behave so beautifully. Okay, and drop them. Oh, I activated the big engine. Let's just taxi up. That actually, like, I know it seems silly, but that actually is a huge help. Like, we save so much fuel. I think, like, if I was serious about this challenge, which I am totally serious about it, I would design, like, a jumbo jet style vehicle to ferry this thing up into the air and then launch it from there. Can we get stable climb here? There we go. We'll boost. Because by far the hardest part is getting it to the altitude, because once we get it up there and then we do a burn, it just seems to go. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do here. So we've climbed into this, like, middle blue zone. So we're gonna level out. Oh, love that, man. Look at that. It's so nicely behaved. Okay, and now we get stable and we just burn. And hope the SAS doesn't freak out on us. Come on, Bill. You can do... Oh, I got a little wobble. Goodness, full of coughing today. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Just shy of 1,800 meters per second. And still climbing. And pretty stable. I mean, look how quickly the planet is moving beneath us right now. Oh, and... I love how it says like, what did we learn? We learned that it explodes at high speeds. Okay. I really like the direction that we've got going here. I think that we do one more solid run. And then I would love to hear some recommendations, changes from you guys if you have ideas to help us get to Mach 10. But I think so far so good. I mean, these rocket boosters really helped out last time. It seems like what we really need, let's take these off for now, is a bit more fuel. So I'm actually going to take this nose section. Why did you do that? There we go. Okay. And that brought our center of lift. It's got to bring that up a little. There we go. Okay. A little more fuel. Add the SRBs. The wheels are turning. I'm having horrible ideas left and right. Alright, let's do this. Same strategy. We're gonna, except maybe this time we'll climb a little bit higher. Takeoff speed is just above 100 meters per second. So, right now, there it is, and we are off. Stow those landing gear. Okay, we got a little bit heavier, but not much. It's gonna be fine. Why are we twisting is my question. Okay, there we go. Okay. These engines will be good to get us up. Maybe, okay, so what? Oh no, sticky keys. I keep doing that with the shift key. Okay, so let's taxi up here. I'm gonna activate the big engine. Coasting beautifully. We're a little sideways for a reason that I don't really understand. But we straighten out as soon as we give it some throttles. That's stable. Okay, alright. Let's say... What's a good altitude to do this burn at? 10,000 meters? That sound good to you guys? I'm sure that'll work, I guess. I'm not gonna make the mistake of fast forwarding this time, and I also think our climb angle is a little high. So let's, yeah, there we go, much better. Okay, 70, let's say, no, 10,000. I'm gonna stick to what I said. So we're almost there. We got our trusty Bill Kerbin in the cockpit here. Look at that smile. Sheer determination. That man is gonna change the world, that Kerbal. Leaving his home of the Space Center behind to set the new speed record. This is just like The Right Stuff, but it's Kerbal Space Program. In fact, that would be a great title for this video. So we're getting up on 10,000 meters here. Starting to get a little bit of instability in the craft, it seems like. So let's level out. Okay, and pointing straight. Nail it. 700. So we crossed 1,000. Oh boy, it's gonna be a nail biter. 1,300. 14. 15. 16. 17. Almost exactly where we did last time. Ah, so cool. I wish you could eject, Bill, because you're about to die. Here we go. So, very interesting first video. I feel like it's crazy that our first design got us to about Mach 5, almost exactly Mach 5. That is a totally realistic, like, maximum speed for the technology levels that at least we're publicly aware of. Again, I'm not fully brushed up on like the most or the fastest aircraft of all time, but I don't think that the like Mach 10 or SR-72 Darkstar is like supposed to be realistic. I mean, he ejected from it at Mach 10, which would have literally just vaporized you. But anyway, that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is to design something cool that goes Mach 10. I'll definitely come back to this. We will hit Mach 10 sooner or later if it is possible, and maybe even if it's not. If you have ideas, please leave them down below, as I could always use some help. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.